From the News 19 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Efren Afonte with the update on Hurricane Dorian. The National Weather Service came out with an update at 11 p.m. and the latest information is that the winds are now at 105 miles an hour sustained, gusting to 125, moving to the northwest at 12 miles an hour. This puts it just under 300 miles east-northeast of the southern eastern tip of the Bahamian Islands. The next update will be at 5 a.m. This is now a Category 2 hurricane as it continues to move to the northwest. Well, the one noticeable thing from the 5 o'clock update this afternoon to the 11 o'clock update this evening, all the cloud bands and the showers and storms that were pretty much extended all the way out east and straight down south into Puerto Rico have now gone away, and the formation of Hurricane Dorian is now getting more pronounced and more tightly wrapped. As this continues to move, well, the National Hurricane Center has already indicated that by Friday morning at some point, it'll get up to a major hurricane as a Category 3 with winds of about 115 miles an hour, as stays a Category 3 until sometime Saturday morning with 125 mile an hour winds. But by Saturday evening, Saturday overnight, it will get to 130 miles per hour, which makes it now a Category 4, and it'll stay as a Category 4 until the potential landfall somewhere in the southeast coastline of Florida with 140 mile an hour winds potential late Monday night. The spaghetti models are also indicating the same thing. Now, there are a couple of outliers that are shooting off in every direction, and this white one doesn't even have the same initial track as all the others do. But with that said, there is a very large consistency. About 95% of the spaghetti models are indicating the same trajectory within a 50-mile radius. As it gets through, there is a possibility that it may skirt or make landfall somewhere in the northern Bahamas, but whether it does or not, we're not talking about a lot of landmass. So it'll continue straight through, very likely not lose any strength, and then make that landfall in Florida sometime Monday night into Tuesday morning. The cone of uncertainty now, the biggest question that South Carolinians have had is how far north is this going to extend? Well, the 11 o'clock update has now dropped the cone of uncertainty on the northern end from around central Georgia coastline, now right on the Florida-Georgia line, north of Jacksonville, Florida. But keep in mind, do not look at this number 1 category that's a Tuesday night. Look at the landfall from the center point, or the suggested center point, heading south. That's a landfall sometime Monday night as a Category 4, but then north of that, it's still out to sea. So if the landfall is going to be on this northern direction, well, it's going to be more like Tuesday morning, Tuesday night, and if it actually starts projecting landfall towards St. Augustine and Jacksonville, we could be possibly talking about even a landfall by Wednesday morning. Again, a lot of uncertainty. It is Thursday night going into Friday morning, so we still have 96 hours before the potential landfall. So this will change once again, but the guidance still keeps it going towards the same, at least general area of southeastern Florida. One thing to note about the spaghetti models on the 7-day track, if you notice, makes landfall somewhere between Fort Pierce all the way down to, not Fort Pierce, Titus, to probably right around West Palm Beach. Some of the models take it out to sea, get past Tampa, St. Pete, Newport Richey, and then continues into the Gulf, which it may stay as a hurricane, it may go down as a tropical storm, and then may make a second landfall. Most of the guidance models do have it once it makes landfall to go right up the spine of Florida into the Georgia-Florida line and then continue, whatever it may be, whether it's a Category 1 tropical storm or an area of low pressure, and continue along the track of the Georgia coastal inland and potentially into the low country. Regardless of the trajectory, what we're going to be impacted is obviously not this model showing the landfall in Florida, but we will be getting the showers, the storms, and some of the windy conditions as whatever's left over from Dorian, as it moves through landmass, will continue to move closer to the Savannah River and potentially into South Carolina. Now, currently there are no watches or warnings anywhere in the mainland of the U.S. or any U.S. territories. Considering the fact that the landfall is going to be probably Monday evening at the earliest, I do expect that we'll start seeing watches issued for parts at least of Florida going into Friday, whether it's the 5 a.m. update or the 11 a.m. update, because that'll put it right at 72 hours or less prior to landfall.